activity diagram is another important diagram to describe the dynamic aspect of the system. Activity diagram is basically a flow chart to represent the flow from the activity to another activity. The activity can be described as an operation of the system. The control flow is the drawn from one operation to another. Interaction overview diagram is one of the 14 types of diagram of the Unified Modeling Language, which can picture a control flows with nodes that can contain interaction diagrams. The interaction overview diagrams is similar to the activity diagram in that both visualize a sequence of activities. The difference is that for an interaction overview, each individual activity is pictured as a frame which can contain a nested interaction diagram. Case diagram. A use case diagram at its simplest is a representation of a user's interaction with the system that shows the relationship between the users and the different use, in which the users involved. A use case diagram can identify the different types of users of a system and the different use cases and will often be accompanied by other types of diagram as well. State machine diagram. The behavior of an entity is not only a direct sequence of its inputs, but it also depends on its preceding state. The past history of an entity can be the best modeled by a finite state machine diagram, or traditionally called onomata. Sequence diagram simply depicts interaction between objects in a sequential order. The order in which these interactions take place. We can also use the terms events diagram or events scenarios to refer to the sequence diagram. Sequence diagram describe how and in what order the object in a system function. Class diagram. In software engineering, a class diagram in the Unified Modeling Language is a type of static structure diagram that describes the structure of a system by showing the system classes, their attributes, operations, or methods, and the relationship among objects. Object diagram. Object is an instance of a class in a particular moment in runtime that can have its own state and data values. Likewise, a static UML object diagram is an instance of a class diagram. It shows a snapshot of a detailed state of a system at a point in time. Those object diagram process objects and their relationship, which may be considered as a special case of a class diagram or a communication diagram. Component diagram. A component diagram, also known as a UML component diagram, describes the organization and wiring of the physical components in a system. Components diagram are often drawn to help model implementation details and module check that every aspect of the system requires function and not covered by planned development.